She wakes up early every morning. She gets up long before the sunshine. Greets the milkman who's still yawning.
Greets the milkman. Yeah, hey, thanks everybody for joining me. This is a 2 of 3 requests. This is the second of 3 that Leanne B has requested. The first one was Long Cool Woman by the Hollies. That one's right before this one. And then she says, this song below is how I came to know the Hollies existed. Always had a radio playing in the house. Good for you. This one is from 1970. She says, I was 10 or 11 years old. Yep, so you're my age, girl, because, see, 1970, I would have been, I would have been 10, and then also would have been turning 11 during 1970. Okay. That makes any sense to y'all? Good. So, anyway, this one's called Too Young to Be Married. I've never heard this song by the Hollies, so that's a good thing. And we're going to get into it, and we're going to find out what this one's all about. Thanks, everybody, and thanks, Leanne to B. All right, y'all, here we go.
She wakes up early every morning. She gets up long before the sunshine. Greets the milkman who's still yawning. And reads the paper for a short time. 'Cause the kids get out of bed. They never hear a word she says. Husband stands to leave the table. She says, I hope you have a good day. He thinks one day soon as I'm able, I'll get a job where I get good pay. They find it hard to make ends meet, but they don't mention it because they have each other, and love is free while they're supposed to be too young to be married, too young to be free, too young to be married. But what can they do? They were gonna have a baby.
I've never heard this song before, but it's and I wonder why, because it's a good song. Did it not get good enough airplay? And maybe it did, and it wasn't, as fast as, most of the songs of that era. So, it might have been overlooked by anybody that I knew. We listen predominantly country music, but I didn't even know Long Cool Woman was from a group called the Hollies till I was way into my adult life, and I heard somebody play it, and I'm like, God damn, I remember that song. Who sings that? And I wonder how this one even charted. It's pretty good. You might say, it says, this video appears to be German television and is a very strange edit, including footage from another appearance in which the band performed Hey Willie. So, yeah, I don't know, man. This is the link I got. So this is very interesting to me. It's very good put together. I like what they call that guy, Alan Clark. All right, let's get back to it. And I like this classical sound to it.
After the kids have had their breakfast, now they're out to get some schooling. She cleans the house and makes the beds. She starts to dream, but no, she's fooling. She swears one day she'll stay in bed, but for now she knows she's got to keep on working. 'Cause round and round inside her head she hears the words her mother said. Too young to be married, too young to be free, too young to be married. But what could they do? They were gonna have a baby. Too young to be married, too young to be free, too young to be married. But what could they do?
Yeah, I can relate to this on a personal level. So I married right out of high school to a lady that I had known. Her mom was my kindergarten teacher. I had known all my life up to that point. Married her, and then I went off to the Marine Corps first after boot camp, and passing boot camp, because you don't know if you're going to make it through. I mean, I had a good feeling that I would, but you don't know. Anyway, after I came back from boot camp, you get 15 days after boot camp before you go to your first duty station, so I went to boot camp in San Diego, California, then flew back to Southeast Oklahoma, and then got married. This was in 1978, y'all, and then left her there and went right back out to California to Camp Pendleton to do, we called it ITS at that time, and they've changed the name, but it was Infantry Training School, and I think they call it ITR now, Infantry Training Regiment, maybe. I'm not really certain. It's been a long time ago. And then once I finished that, then I went to aviation school out in Millington, Tennessee, which is Memphis. And after I finished Millington, Tennessee, then I got my for sure duty station, which was El Toro, California. So I just keep coming up the coast of California there, and then I stopped in Southeast Oklahoma. I picked her up. We loaded everything we could in this 1976 Monte Carlo, and we scooted off to California, and we started a life. We were not 19 or to 20, maybe 20 at that time, and started a life there. And then my daughter was born in 81, 2 years later. I tell you all of this because, it was too young. So we lasted 21 months, but you guys got to remember, you got to know something. I was gone, I want to say 50% of that time I was gone with the Marine Corps, and she stayed back, obviously, and she raised a child, and she became independent, and we grew further and further apart. No one is the same person that they were at 18 when I got married at 18. No one's the same at 28 that they are at 18. But we stayed together for my whole career in the Marine Corps, and then at 21 years, when I retired from the Marine Corps and I was no longer going anywhere, we realized that we really didn't have a lot in common, and that we were too young, and it was different when I was gone. You know, I mean, you still, you know, you had that, you know, absent makes the heart fonder type of mentality. But once you're not gone all the time in the Marine Corps, you find out you just can't get along with that person. And it was mainly me. I don't want to fault her for anything. She was a wonderful mother. I have a wonderful daughter with her. You know, we're on good terms. She's remarried. I remarried, you know, 23 years ago. And but that title, too young to be married, in my opinion, is true. Now, a lot of people survived that, but I didn't. My first marriage didn't. But you know, I'm different now at 65 than I was at 55 or at 45, and I'm damn sure different than I was at 18. You know, so yeah. So, man, I don't even have any advice. My youngest daughter waited till she was mid-20s to get married, and my oldest daughter, she did get married around 22 or 23, but it didn't last, bless her heart. But I've got a 21-year-old granddaughter from that marriage, and so, yeah, that's just a little bit of my personal life, y'all. May be boring to y'all, but I just kind of put it in perspective that I can relate. Too young to be married, because I would tell my kids, 18 is not the age to get married. You don't know who you're going to be at 21, you know. But if I was told that when I was 18, I wouldn't have listened, you know. All right, y'all, that's going to do it for me, man. So till I see y'all again, I'll catch you down the road. And let's go into the outro. I'll see you guys on the next one.